Established in 1959, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers Kammm has evolved into a dynamic, vibrant, credible and respected business association that unites industrialists and offers a common voice for them. Kammm provides an essential link for cooperation, dialogue and understanding with the government. It represents the views and concerns of its members to the relevant arms of the government.
Hello everyone, my name is Faith Temba. I work for Kammm as a PET subsector officer. Basically, my job is to support the members of Kammm that use those who manufacture, recycle PET to come together towards a sustainable solution for PET waste management. So there, you see, when you look at the environment, there's a lot of PET that can be seen, and the reason for this, and actually you will notice, this is what we call post-consumer PET. So the PET in the factory is well maintained. You have industry players who are able to recycle the PET that they produce inside their factories. But what happens is that because PET is used to package water, soft drinks, carbonated drinks, you find a lot of people using it and using PET on the go. So I will use my PET bottle, drink my water, and then I will get to a point where I've finished my water, and a lot of people tend to throw the PET in the environment, and we've seen a lot of that coming out, especially with the World Environment Day that had a focus on PET, plastics and PET. So the reason why we have our stakeholders coming together is to find ways in order to manage that PET.
Polyethylene terephthalate PET is mainly used for packaging drinks and pharmaceuticals. The reason why industries use PET is because it's shatterproof, lightweight, transparent, cheap, resealable and versatile. PET is basically used to package water, soft drinks and carbonated drinks. The end consumer tends to dispose PET to the environment after use. Kammm stakeholders are now coming together to devise solutions on how to manage post-consumer PET.
It is a mouthful. It's a type of plastic. There are various types of plastics. PET stands for polyethylene terephthalate. It is particularly used for packaging of drinks, and we've also seen it being used in the pharmaceutical industry. And the reason why industry uses PET for these type of products is because PET is shatterproof, it is lightweight, it's also transparent, or it can be colored, so it's a very versatile material. It's also cheap, and so in essence, as an industry player, you want to package your goods in something that is competitive. And so that is why we use it. I think the other thing I should also mention about PET is that it is resealable. Unlike glass or aluminum cans, once you use PET, when you open your water bottle, if you want to close it and continue drinking it at another time, you're able to do that. So those are some of the good properties about PET.
Within Kammm, there is an environment committee headed by one of the directors. According to Mrs. Faith Temba, they encourage their members to practice sound environmental principles. In regard to that, Kammm has two main environmental programs.
To note that within Kammm we have an environmental committee, which basically shows that within the board of management we streamline and we consider waste management and environmental issues as very key. The environmental committee is headed by one of the Kammm directors, and so we ensure that all the decisions that are taken within Kammm, we have to consider the environmental impact. We do encourage our members to practice environmental principles, and so we have two main programs. One is called Responsible Care. It's actually an international standard that focuses on particularly chemical waste. So we encourage our members to adopt that standard by taking into account safe use, safe labeling, and safe disposal of the waste they produce in their industries. The other one that's actually quite interesting is Global Compact, UN Global Compact. And KM hosts the Secretariat for Global Compact. And so we rally our members, we go to our members and we ensure that they practice the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And one of the goals we all know is sustainable production and consumption. And I think that's where PET also relates with that, because it has to do with production and consumption. So those are the main things we do. I can also mention about our Center for Energy and Efficiency. This is a key center within Kammm where we rally our members to adopt energy efficiency practices and to conduct energy audits. And so that has to do with carbon emissions, which is very key when you talk about environment.
Kammm recognizes that there are challenges because there is a lot of PET in the environment. To curb these challenges, it has formed a body that incorporates members who are involved in the value chain: producers, manufacturers, bottlers, and the recyclers. PET is 100% recycled plastic. Some of the products of PET are tiles, bottle recycling, and also fiber. Kammm has signed a framework agreement with the Ministry of Environment and NEMA so as to support recycling of PET.
KM, we do recognize that there is a problem. We have a lot of PET in the environment. What we've done is we've formed a subsector in Kammm, and the subsector incorporates members that are involved with the value chain. We have the producers, the manufacturers, the bottlers, the recyclers. They all come together and we work towards sustainable management of PET. What people may not appreciate is that PET is 100% recyclable, and in fact it's the most recycled plastic in the world. So there is huge potential in Kenya. You see PET in the environment. For us, we see it as a resource. What can it be used for? We've seen, and there are players in Kenya who are starting up and have already begun to do initiatives around production of tiles that you use at home can be made from PET. You can have bottle-to-bottle recycling of PET, and you can also make fiber. So clothes can also be made from recycled PET. A lot of interesting products can come out of PET basically, but we're trying to see, okay, how can we support that sector? So these are some of the things that we are doing as KM. One of the big things that we've done is we've signed a framework agreement with the Ministry of Environment and NEMA, showing our commitment to this issue. And within the framework, there are a number of things that we are to do. One of the key things is to support recycling through take-back and extended producer responsibility schemes. And basically, this means that we rally our members to provide financing, an extra levy that will go to identified recyclers in order to ensure that there's a value for the waste PET. You might notice that hard plastics, these are the HDPEs, the yellow, I call them the yellow ones. You don't really see them in the environment. One, because we don't drink our edible oils on the go, but the other reason is that it has more value. So we want to get PET to that place where someone, a recycler, will not leave it in the environment, but will have people collecting it and taking it to the right place.
Kammm, together with other stakeholders, NEMA and the Ministry of Environment, have joined hands so as to put in place measures that will lead to responsible disposal of PET to the environment. Preferably, PET should be disposed in bins.
Well, I would say the problem is not the plastic. The problem is you. The problem is me. The problem is the systems in which we have here. Plastic is a brilliant material, and I dare say we use it all the time with and without knowing it, from our toothbrushes to our knives, our cutlery. We can't do without plastic. The issue is, what do we do at the point of disposal? And so I'd like to urge Kenyans to ensure that, one, if you're those people who throw your PET bottles on the roadside. That's something we want to discourage. And in fact, that's part of the activities that we're doing as KM together with the ministry and NEMA. We want to discourage strongly the the practice, of littering, not only plastic, but other things. Because when it gets to the environment, it's the one that will cause the blockage. So in a sense, it's not the plastic, the issue is the disposal of the plastic. So I would urge Kenyans to desist from littering the environment. Definitely, culture does play a big significant role, and that is why as KM, one of the key things that we want to do apart from supporting recycling is to engage in behavioral change, to raise the next generation of Kenyans that will care about the environment, that will be able to trash right. We'll be developing very interesting slogans that we hope that the Kenyans will rally with and run with, and we'll also partner with key social media players who will be able to pass that message across. Once you take your water or whatever drink that you have, it should be good practice that you throw the plastic in the right place, ensure that you're able to recycle. And with the culture change, I think, is also to ensure that people realize that PET is a resource.
County governments should take a lead role in the management of waste. Kammm is establishing take-back schemes and EPR schemes to work with industries and recyclers because the recyclers have the solution to PET management. The EPR entity will be collecting a levy from industries and using it to support recyclers through financing.
I think one of the things that we want to state is that the county government does have a role to play. They are mandated to take lead in the management of waste. Where we come in as KM is because this issue is big. And so because of that, we are forming extended producer responsibilities. What that means is that the industry players are taking their responsibility for the PET waste to the post-consumer stage. So normally, the industry player would only be concerned, in a sense, about the waste within their industry and out. But once it goes and becomes municipal solid waste, then at that point, it's the county government, the government that holds responsibility. But for PET, what we are doing is that we're extending our responsibility out there. And we're doing that in terms of establishing take-back schemes and EPR schemes, where we'll have that go-between industry and recyclers. Because recyclers are the ones who have the solution to the waste management issue of plastics and PET in particular. So this EPR entity will be collecting a levy from industries and and using that to support recycling, identifying recyclers and financing them, ensuring that they're able to do what they wish to do and to increase their capacity. So that is, in a nutshell, what we will do at KM.
Short-term solutions is to sensitize the public to ensure that there is behavioral change in terms of PET disposal and to bring partnerships with matatus together towards providing areas of disposal. Kammm staff members have cleanup activities where they collect all the PETs and dispose them in the right place. Kammm is planning to work with the county governments, parastatals and universities to carry out regular cleanups of PET and also establish collection areas or bins where the public can dispose PET in the right place. According to Mrs. Temba, Kammm has various chapters in the country. It will therefore be easier for them to do PET cleanups and establish bins in the counties. It has also come up with a brilliant slogan for this campaign, which will be launched soon. The slogan is Trash It Right.
Short-term solutions would include sensitizing the public as a start to ensure that there's behavior change, that we start to see PET as a resource, that we stop throwing PET in the wrong places, as well as just bringing in partnerships together towards providing these areas of disposal, trying to see where we can do that. We also wish to work together with partners such as the matatu industries, where you have people in buses taking these drinks and throwing bottles, out of matatus. What role can NTSA, what role can matatu players take in supporting this cause? Because you find that the pollution, quote unquote, will happen on the go. So that is the short-term measure. Those are some of the things we are planning to do. My parting shot is that plastic is a good product. We shouldn't demonize it. We do recognize that there is a problem, and there are solutions for it. PET is 100% recyclable. It's a resource. Look at developed countries and see what they have done. Even in South Africa, there are very robust mechanisms through which PET has been managed. So I think it's time as Kenyans for us to look at plastic in a different way, and to rally behind industry and recyclers in providing a solution for this.